The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Welcome to the show. It's Tuesday. I'm still in Los Angeles, California. It's actually Monday still here. We had to do two because I have a busy Tuesday and couldn't fit it in.
What are you doing tomorrow? Can you talk about it?
So Tuesday, I'm doing Conan's podcast, Conan Needs A Friend, which is my second appearance on that show. I love that show so much. I am so excited to be on it again. I did the show a few years ago when it first came out, and now it's turned into one of my favorite podcasts, and I listen to it all the time. And so it's like very intimidating to go on this time for some reason. I really want to do a good job. I really want to be funny, but I also want to like just laugh a lot and be present. So that's like my goal is to not try to yes. So I'll be in studio with Conan tomorrow, and it's just going to be so exciting to be sitting down with Conan again, even though I've sat with him a lot. He's just still the funniest. And I've just become such a fan of the podcast in the time since I last saw him or was, associated with the show, that it just feels different this time. And I really want to be good about, I feel sometimes when I'm on his show, I don't have as much, I'm trying to be funny so hard that I don't listen to him be funny, and I can't be present because I'm just trying to keep up on my end. And I think this time I just want to be really in the moment and just laugh a lot, which is what I did on Theo's podcast the other day. I leaned more into not pushing a long conversation and just maybe listening more and just laughing and having a good time and being more relaxed and present. But it's hard because you, for some reason, more so than a host, as a guest, I feel more of a pressure to keep the conversation going. Because I guess I just don't want to ever have dead air or make the host feel again, it's back to what I said yesterday. Everything is my fault. So if the audience is a bad audience, it's it's probably something I'm doing, and I want to take the brunt of the, I feel like I'm just a control freak. But anyway, I'm going in tomorrow to just really have fun, because that's the best podcast, is when people are just having a really good time and you aren't nervous. But it's really hard for me to not get nervous sometimes when it's stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, I think the idea of dead air for we listen to, you listen to Sam Harris, and we've talked about it before, and the rhythm of
but his
it
isn't a
and how
comedy podcast.
It's funny
Comedy's
to me.
fast.
He was cracking me up the other day, old Sammy boy.
He is very funny.
I've been listening to him more. He really calms me, that dude.
Yes, his voice is so calming.
Do you ever find
what have you
that
been listening?
I only listen to 50 minutes because I don't pay or sent in the subscription because I'm lazy and I don't realize that I should just do that. But no, just all the latest ones. I don't know, any take that any hot button issue, I kind of wait to hear him, and then I go, okay, yeah, I kind of agree with that. That's a way better
I know,
way.
I do too. I know.
I'm before. I'm can you give it a week and a half, and then Sam will come out, and then I can tell you how informed I am?
Yes.
Anyhow.
Yes. I feel like he gives me a place to start from, of this guy is going to speak from I feel a highly empathetic spot, and obviously an intellectual place. And then from there, I can kind of form my own opinion. But yes, I am I wait for his opinion as well on things. But yeah, I just don't, how I feel about this in terms of even in stand-up comedy. I hate pauses. I hate silences. I love a well-placed silence for the sake of a joke, but I do not like people dawdling and taking their time and acting like they're so chill when you're on stage and performing, or you have a microphone in front of you. Why are you acting like you're about to get a massage? I understand being relaxed in what you're doing, but this is still a performance. There should be some heightened stakes to what you're doing. I think that a lot of times comfort is performative on stage, and I can see right through it. And I will admit that I do not if I'm comfortable on stage, it's because I'm either depressed or I don't care about the audience because I don't care about anything and I'm depressed. Like if I'm like leaning against the wall or like leaning on the piano at the improv or like tracing the wall with my hand or like kind of like playing with the mic or saying like, oh, so what else? That is not me like truly being comfortable. That's me being depressed and like not caring. And there's a difference. Like I hate that, like, yeah, but that's me being also completely neurotic that like, if there is a pause or if I do anything that is not entertaining or not moving the needle forward in terms of like, yeah, I don't know if I do anything that's self-serving on stage as opposed to like trying to make people laugh, trying to be entertaining, then I failed everyone and then they can hate me. Then they'll have reason to hate me. So I don't take risks in that way. But that's just how I feel about things. I saw Dana Carvey last night. I went to the improv last night went to dinner with Spade, and then we went to the improv afterwards with Carlisle came to dinner, and then we went to the improv, and it was Spade, and he was meeting Dana Carvey there too. And Dana is guest hosting Jimmy Kimmel this week. So he was like working on bits for the monologue and just different things. And he was doing a Joe Biden impression that was so fucking funny. And he kept just doing Joe Biden being like, and yeah, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be Pirates of the Caribbean. He just kept saying Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know why I was laughing so fucking hard, but that was really fun. I saw Taylor Tomlinson last night. She was fucking hilarious. Spade was obviously crazy good. I didn't go up, which was like, I didn't even want to go up. I didn't even think to go up. I kept seeing people being like, so you're going up? Why are you here? And I'm just like, oh, it didn't even occur to me. Like, I really have no ego when it comes to like, this audience needs to see me and know that I'm here. It felt refreshing for the first time to be like, it didn't even occur to me to go up. And that was like a new step in my career of like not needing constant attention and needing people to know like, I'm funny too. I want to go up and kill. Like I just got to watch Taylor kill. I got to watch Dana kill. I got to watch Spade kill. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go to do karaoke with Ben Glebe. Like I wasn't trying to get on stage. And I don't think I've ever not felt that way in my life. And it wasn't because I'm depressed and I don't want to go on stage. It was like, I don't need to be working tonight. I can let these people work and it doesn't take away anything from me. It was an interesting feeling that I'm only now noticing, I guess.
Yeah, that's a big change. I mean, I wonder what caused that, to feel that way.
Is it because F-Boy Island is coming out? Your special's coming out this week?
Well, I did 4 sets the night before, so maybe it was that.
Okay. So
but it was a hot room. I mean, like, and I wanted, like, I could have gone on stage. I had bits that I was like, man, that would kill. Like, I was kind of getting inspired watching all these greats go up and being like, man, I want to jump on this fucking, it was just like watching a bunch of surfers catch really great waves, like perfect swells, man. Like this is, and I was just like, no, I'm good. Just like enjoying it and just like laughing. My ego wasn't allowed in. It didn't pay the cover charge to get in the room for some reason. I was just like, oh, I'm just here as a spectator. And I just didn't care. And then I went to karaoke and that's when I really got to perform. And that was so fun. I sang Mr. Jones and I sang, me and Lizzy Cooperman did the Witch's Rap from Into the Woods, which is a small part of a 13-minute song. So we had to like find this small part, but we couldn't sync it up. I mean, it really brought the room down, but it was so nice because everyone was like, we don't care, just try to find it. And they like let us do it. But it was really fun. Wait, karaoke is so fucking fun.
The Witch's Room, so it's that was
greens,
in the
greens,
karaoke
and nothing
machine?
But greens, parsley. Well, no, it was YouTube.
Oh, okay. So you search it yourself. It's one of those karaoke's. Yeah.
Greens, and nothing but greens, parsley, peppers, cabbages, and celery, asparagus, and watercress, and fiddleford's, and lettuce. She said, all right, but it wasn't quite, because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. He was robbing me, raping me, rooting through my rutabaga, raiding my arugula, ripping up my rampion, my champion, my favorite. I sure laid a spell on him right there. Could have turned him into a toad, or a stone, or a chair. But I let him have the rampion, and I was not too spare for return in return, however, I said, fair is fair. You should let me have the baby that your wife will bear, and we'll call it square. So me and Lizzy are just like rapping this like dumb Into the Woods thing where everyone else was doing, ballads, and everyone just had to like put up with it. It was kind of fun. But everyone was so nice and game, and no one made us feel bad. It was a great group. Craig Robinson was there. The Office, Craig Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 5 of us, and then Craig Robinson just showed up and was just like singing along, like didn't even grab the mic at one point. He had to go back to the Improv to do a set. We were in Koreatown. He just popped in and then left. Like it was so fun. It was so random. I hate to say it was random, but it really was.
So random.
It was so random. And yeah.
Speaking of random, just real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. Because you just reminded me with Lizzy. So I was just like on YouTube the other day, and E put out all these bonus clips of Welcome Home Nikki Glaser.
Yes.
And speaking of pirates, there's like a...
Oh my God. Did they put up the clip of like Lizzy with an eye patch?
Yes. and
yes,
little
you guys
Esther.
Gotta go watch these extra clips. So E is doing such a good job of like taking all the stuff that we shot that didn't make the show, and they're putting them up on their YouTube. So go check out all these extras from the show. And there's one where I go to lunch in LA with Lizzy and Esther, and I was so mad it didn't make the show because it was such a funny lunch. But little Esther Babitsky, and me and Lizzy had like an eye infection, so she was wearing an eye patch during the whole thing. It was so hilarious. It was so Lizzy. I went to lunch with Lizzy yesterday. Yeah. She's so funny. We were laughing so fucking hard about so many things. We used to go to lunch every single day to the Mustard Seed Cafe on Hillhurst. Literally every day. I lived here from 2000. I mean, I lived in LA from 2006 until 2009. And then I lived here again from 2015 to 2018. And every day from 16 to 18, Lizzy and I would go to Mustard Seed Cafe literally every day. And we went there yesterday, and one of our old the guy that used to bus our table is now a waiter, and he was so excited to see us. And it was like 7 years later, it was just like, we're back. It was so cute. We had the most fun lunch. We were laughing so hard about so many things I can't even share on, like, it's interesting because Lizzy Cooperman is the type of friend, and I have this friend in everywhere I go, where it's like, I will see them every day of my life. Like if I live in LA, Lizzy and I are hanging out every day. We are best friends, inseparable. If I'm in New York, Anya and I see each other every fucking day, inseparable. And then when I'm not in those places, like I don't talk to my friend, like those friends. Like yes. I'm not a good friend on the road, except with Anya. And I told Lizzy this because Lizzy, I think, gets a little bit sad, or has in the past, that like I leave, because we were best friends from 2006 to 2009 too. And then I moved to New York and we lost touch. I mean, we're still friends, but like every single day. And then I don't know, there's something about me out of sight, out of mind. It's not like they're out of mind, like I don't love them, but like it's hard for me to catch up on the phone, except the only one I've been able to do it with consistently is Anya. And the reason I think it is because she makes a real effort to like reach out to me and leave me voice memos. And there also is, and I don't think Lizzy ever makes me feel bad or something, but there's like, if I don't get back to her, there's no hell to pay. There's never going to be, I haven't talked to you in so long. Where have you been? There's never any consequence for not getting back to her. And I think we all need to extend that to our friends. Like, if you are someone who guilts people for not getting back to you, you are contributing to them not getting back to you. Because when you are paralyzed about responding to someone or calling someone, part of the reason you don't get back to them is because you're feeling guilty that you have to answer for the fact that you didn't get back to them. And so what pushes you from getting back to them is not wanting to have to deal with that conversation. So then it just gets worse. So if you're someone who just forgives your friends and has a blank, like I have this with a lot of friends, of like, even last night with Kyle Dunnigan, with David Spade, like I invited them to karaoke and they were like, maybe. And even Carlisle was like, I might go. And none of them ended up going. And Carlisle at first was like, are you going to be mad at me? And I was like, first of all, you don't know me then. If you're still scared I'm going to be mad at you for not going to this thing that like I kind of don't even want to go to, I'm not doing my job as your friend to let you know that you're safe and that your friendship to me is not conditional on whether you go to things with me. Like I remember Amy Schumer, I'll never forget it. And I have extended it to all of my friends. Once said to me, Nikki, I will never ever get mad at you for bailing on anything, ever. You can bail at any time on anything, ever, ever, ever. You can, and I will never not be your friend. I will never be mad at you. And because Amy understands that when someone bails, it's not about her. Even if it is about her, even if I'm like, I don't want to hang out with Amy, let's say, it's not her. She's just being her. If my issue is like, I don't want to hang out with Amy because she's being a bitch to me, or, you know, whatever the reason would be, it's my fault for not confronting that. And it's, you know, you can't control how anyone is. And I'm just giving, obviously, just a example out of thin air. This isn't about anything specific, but I'm just saying, like, we need to extend that to our friends, because I think so many people don't realize that you push people away when you're judgmental, when you give them shit about not calling, like, when just clean slate it. Like, I love my Aunt Sally because she'll call and she'll write me and go like, pick up your fucking phone, or like, please, like, she'll just call me incessantly. And there is a fear that I have of her giving me shit. But anytime I actually end up calling her, she never gives me shit about it. We just start talking, and it's not like this whole discussion. So if you're one of these people who like to guilt people for not getting back to you, you got to drop that, because it's pushing people away. It's pushing people away. If you're someone who, you know, I would extend this to if you ever try to make people feel bad about what they're doing, you don't understand. I know what you're doing is you're trying to discourage that behavior, and you think that making them feel bad or letting them know you hurt me and I'm mad at you might discourage their behavior. I promise you it does the exact opposite and makes them do it again. Because when people don't get back to you, or people drink too much, or people are late for something, it's usually a addictive behavior that they're engaging in that makes them feel good in the moment. And we only do things that make us feel good in the moment when we're having anxiety. And why do you have anxiety? When you think people are going to be mad at you. So what do you search for? The thing that makes you feel better, which might be procrastinating, might be, you know, not getting back to, not calling a person, taking a nap instead. It might be drinking. It might be smoking weed. You're doing things to self-soothe because you're feeling scared about the guilt you're going to have for doing those things. So people outside of your, like, everyone needs to lay off of people and stop shaming and stop trying to make people feel bad, because what you're doing is you're making those people do that thing even more. I guarantee it.
So then how do you confront that? How do you confront
You just
that?
say, what you do makes me, okay, when you drink too much, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. And I understand that it's something you're doing not to hurt me, but it does hurt me. So I'm going to just need you to not, if you want to drink, I don't want to be around it. And you can still drink. I'm just not going to be around it. Mm-hmm. You not getting back to me, I take it personally for some reason. Can we talk about why you don't get back to me so I can feel a little more safe in the fact that when you don't? Or you need to go work on yourself and not make everything about other people and what they're doing to you. And you need to go search out a program that realizes, like, no one can make you feel a certain way, no matter what they're doing. You need to protect yourself from things that make you feel bad. You can't help if they make you feel bad. That's not your fault that someone not calling you back makes you feel bad. But you trying to make them feel bad about it is not ever the solution. Ever, ever, ever. It does not work. When you make people feel bad about things and you try to get them to understand how much they fucked up, I promise you it never works. And it will only lead them to do it more in the future. Maybe not the near future, but eventually. Because shame is what makes people do bad things. It's all about shame. It's about feeling bad, punishing yourself. And so it seems counterintuitive, but you gotta forgive people, or you gotta just distance yourself from them. The best way to show someone that you're not having their behavior is to say, hey, I'm going to take a step back because this is upsetting me. Not say you're upsetting me. Your behavior for whatever reason is triggering me and I have to take a step back. Don't make it about them. You're a bad person and you make me feel so sad. You just go like, whatever is going on with you, I totally get it. Stuff goes on with me too, but for some reason I can't handle this and I need to take a step back. That's the way to handle it. Instead of trying to make them feel bad, because I do that too, where I try to I want people to feel bad for what they've done. Shame. And it just doesn't work, even though I constantly go to it in certain circumstances, but it doesn't work. I know it doesn't work on me. When people are mad at me, man, I fucking hate them. I hate you when you're mad at me. I hate, not you, like anyone who's mad at me, because whatever they're mad at me for, I know I'm never trying to be a bad person and hurt you. So whatever you're mad at me for, it's something I can't help but do. And so I'm like, man, this person just like is mad at me about something I couldn't help. They're not understanding. They don't love me. Then fuck them. Bye. And I want to do that behavior even more.
And there's something to like, okay, you're mad at me, but then you don't trust me enough to talk to me about why you're mad at me. You're just, you know what I mean? So then there's another.
Yeah, you just want to punish me.
Also,
go send me to my room. Yeah. I've never been sent to my room by my parents and been like, I'm not going to do that thing again. If anything, I just go, fuck them. I guess I'll try to not get caught next time I do that thing. But I'm absolutely like, this is so irrational what they're doing. They're punishing me in a way for a thing I didn't even mean to do. Even if it's like I got caught stealing. I didn't mean to do that. No one wants to be a thief. Whatever compelled me to do it, something's obviously going on with me that isn't just me wanting to steal. But yeah, I tried to shame Taylor, but I wasn't trying to shame Taylor and say you're a bad person. I said, I just don't want you to get caught. Can you please look inside yourself and like not do that? Like figure out why you're doing it and stop doing it. You're not a bad person. It's not about shaming anyone. It's about, I just don't want you to be in jail and have to like, be in debt to lawyers because you got to go to fucking court because you stole a pack of Trident. All right, let's take a break and come back. Andrew! Every rose is a thorn. All right, we're back.
What do you like better, soliloquy or monologue? Soliloquy.
I feel like soliloquy is Shakespearean and monologue. I mean, I guess they're like the same thing. There must be a difference. Oh my God. Lizzy and I Lizzy, I will say, discovered a new Mandela effect. Do you know the Mandela effect?
Yeah.
It's where you think something
we talked about
has been that way. Okay. So if you don't know, everyone just Google it and look it up and then come back to this. But I won't waste your time explaining what it is because I expect you to know. But if you don't know, Google it. And then, so what do you think the word, what was the word? What do you think the word poignant means?
Poignant, you would think it's like...
now, what do you think? Not you. You would think. What do you think it is?
What do I think? Poignant? Poignant, to me, I feel like it is like meaningful. Like, here's the truth. Like, poignant. Like, on topic. Like, this is what it is.
Okay. What do you think it means, Noah?
Maybe like sharp.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Yeah.
Like it's resonating more than something else. Like, wow, that got through.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's
I think like sharp or like very clear.
No. This is a Mandela effect. Everyone thinks that's what poignant means, including myself. Poignant, I'm looking it up, evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret. What? That is what poignant means, and it has mean that the whole time, Daniel.
Wait, time out.
Yes, dude. Yes.
The poignant response means a sad response. The poignant.
It means it's evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret. Wild, right?
He was very
that really
poignant.
Threw me.
That point was, I don't know. I always feel like, I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know.
It does not mean what we all think it means, and it blew our fucking mind.
You know, nifty is short for magnificent.
Oh, that's pretty nifty. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool little
I learned that
fun
today.
Fact.
Yeah.
Where'd you learn that from? TikTok?
One of those Twitters, like I was 35 years old when I learned nifty was short
Oh,
for
yes.
Yeah. Well, I was 42.
I was today years old, people say.
Yeah. I mean, there's words, several has been jumping out a lot lately. And
well, it's a word that is used so much and
several times.
It's used several thousand times a day, and I understand. We've already talked about this extensively.
Yes.
You are one of people see what your mindset was about it, but it is so erroneous that no one
I'm
actually.
poignant about
there's
it.
maybe. You're sad about it? You're evoking sadness?
Well, you know what that means, dude? Nifty.
I mean, I do now. What's been going on in St. Louis?
I mean, this weekend was fun. Played golf yesterday with another couple that... It's funny when you get...
Wait, were you with your girlfriend?
Yeah, with Brenna and a friend from her work.
So she plays golf with you?
No, her and her friend just rode in the cart behind us while me and a new guy got together. And we both were like going on different dates. Like it was fun though. Like he was really cool.
She was with the girl.
They were kind of like they were like Bizarro us. She works with the other girl.
Okay.
So the guy is they look very similar. They have similar personalities, and then me and this guy, we could be the same. Like we're all within like.
Are
the
these
same
the people
box.
you went to dinner with?
No,
you said the
a
same
different
thing about
couple.
the last people you went to dinner with.
Another couple.
We got to see pictures of these people. I want to see what Bizarro you looks like.
So we had fun. I mean, there were some White Claws in the carts, and it was a silly time, and it made me like, because I love golf. I love my girlfriend. I want to bring them together, but she hates golf, and so this was a way I could get my mandate. I could get, I could be in another man's arms.
So it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out a lot. We had a lot of fun, and then I smoked weed, and I took one hit off this fucking electric pen. I was so fucking stoned. Like, stupid stoned. Just done. Like, not that... I haven't been that stoned especially from one hit. It was a big hit. But I was in the pool with my shirt on. When I took it. And
okay, that explains it.
No, I had my shirt on before. So I hit it, and literally, Brenna smoked too, and we would just be in the house. It's funny when you're both high and we're eating random things. She's in the bedroom, I'm on the couch, and we're just like, all we say to each other is like, man, I'm high. And then the other person's like, I'm high too. And then we just eat a sandwich. Like, we were just like, it just like 3 hours went by of nothingness.
That's
and it was
the least
great.
favorite person to get high with for me is the person that keeps saying how high they are. I just can't take it. It's like I can't do mushrooms with some people. Like when people do a new drug, I just like I know it's not good, but there's something about it that's good to me of like constantly saying you're high when you're high. It's just like just be weird.
Which we
instead of
were
commenting on it. Yes, but I understand just like remember it, like you forget you're high, so every couple seconds you're remembering you are, and it strikes you as like, and it's an excuse for whatever weird behavior you're doing.
It was the first time?
Man, I'm high.
Well, it was funny because we were first time what?
Of you and Brenna being high together?
Actually, yeah. In our relationship, first time we've ever smoked weed together, and we were stoned to the point where everything was funny, like everything was silly, like and they were going to say goodbye, the other couple, and me and Brenna were in our bedroom, and we couldn't walk out together without laughing in the guy's face while saying goodbye. So it felt like we were gonna. So like I had to go out, and she stayed on the floor in the closet. Like just
Wait, so you guys were all back at your apartment and you left them in the living room?
Like for a second to just change. And then they were leaving and we went in the bedroom for a second.
Yeah, I would too if the couple's place that I was at, they went into the bedroom and just left us. I'd go, yeah, this is probably our cue to leave too. These two are giggling about us in the next room saying how high they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean having a killer time? Yeah, it was funny. It was a fun day.
That's so fun. Yeah,
just a silly day. Just golfing.
Have you seen The Worst Person in the World?
Is that a movie?
Aside from When You Look in the Mirror. No, have you seen the movie The Worst Person in the World? Have you seen the movie The Worst Person in the World? I love an
insult on a delay too. Because it's just like
I know, yeah,
it hits me like 5 times.
I'm sorry.
It's such a funny.
Have you? Obviously, you haven't seen it, you guys. It's on Hulu.
I'm looking at it right now.
It is the best movie I have ever No, you can't give me the same joke. I knew you were going to do that too. I knew there was going to be some way that you work it back in like it's novel. It's fucking poignant.
Nifty. So wait, so what is it? A movie?
So fucking good. Dude, it is. First of all, the poster for it alone like just sucks you in. Like, pull it up, Noah. Just like look at the poster and tell me you don't think this is probably going to be your favorite movie ever.
No, I mean I love.
I thought as soon as I saw the poster, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this movie so freaking much. It's kind of like my poster for Good Clean Filth. I love my poster so much for Good Clean Filth. Like I've never seen anything I've done that I like more, and I hope it gets people. I think that for the first time I have a poster that's gonna get people to watch the special. Like the colors, the name,
it's
like
dope.
I realize now, like the name and all that stuff, like matters so much because I thought there's no way this movie could live up to the poster because the poster is so good and just looks so up my alley. Like even calling a thing the worst person in the world, it's a Norwegian film, and
it gives me a
that
Fleabag.
She's running in the street. Yes.
That's what I think. I think Fleabag.
And it says at the top, one of the quotes of one of the reviews says, one of the best romantic films of recent times. I couldn't agree more. It was written by a man. There are tons of people saying like, there are tons of reviews saying it's not that good. It's like such a, it's from a man's perspective. She's one-dimensional. She's zero-dimensional. I don't think I have ever related to a on-screen character more in my life. And I'm almost, while watching it, I was offended that my friends who have seen it did not immediately write me during it saying, Nikki, this is you. But I also think that every woman who watches it feels this way, feels like it is them. And so I don't think anyone thought of thinking of me for it because every woman is thinking like, this is so me. It's so good. It is about a girl who just like,
it's a tough title to send to someone. Like if I saw a movie like Man with Small Dick Smells Like Shit, this movie's so you. Like the title of it, they have to like the worst person in the world. This is so you.
Oh, right. For them to say that I wouldn't take that as, first of all, it's so, because the title is based off of like one of the characters in it thinking they're the worst person in the world because of something they do. And that is my, like, I think recently I've been doing a lot of work in therapy and like, I just think I'm constantly, when people get mad at me, I was talking about it before, like when people get mad at me or try to shame me or get upset with me and I've disappointed them, like I just go to, okay, I'm the worst person in the world. Then fucking leave me. Don't be friends with me anymore. Don't stop working with me. Then I don't even want to work with you. Like, why are you working with someone that you hate so much clearly because you just confronted me about this thing? Like, I go right to that. Like, anything I do that someone gets mad about, I'm like, well, then obviously I'm a sociopath who only likes myself. If you're mad at me for this and you think that I purposely did this to hurt you, then fucking leave me. Then don't be friends anymore. Let's like get out of my life. And I feel like that really resonated with me. But more than anything, this movie is about a girl who doesn't know what she wants in life. And I'm not giving anything away, but she's like deciding on her like boyfriend really wants to have kids. And she's like, so do I, but like not now. And he's like, okay, so what needs to happen? You're 30. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to get? What do you want to do before you have kids? And she's like, I don't know. And that was one of the reviews says like, why doesn't she know? Why that's how little this man understands women, is that he couldn't even find an answer for what she doesn't. But I couldn't relate to anything more. I don't want kids yet. I might want them someday. I just am not ready for them yet. Why, Nikki? What do you want to do? What haven't you done yet that kids would hold you back from? I don't know. I don't know why I want certain things and why I don't. Sometimes I change my mind within 5 minutes and I don't know why. And this girl constantly changes her mind. 1 second she's totally into this one thing. The next second she's into another thing. Then she changes this career. Like and I think there's something wrong with me. Like I change my mind so quickly, but it's not because I'm like lying when I say one thing and then the next day I change my mind. The day before I really did mean that thing. I've just changed my mind. And I think that some people can't understand people like me that do that. And I'm not consistent, and I'm not choosing to not be consistent because I'm like, yeah, I want to just lie to everyone. I really do feel one way one day and not one way the next day. Hourly it changes for me. An hour ago, I was like so depressed. Right now, not depressed and have a much better outlook on life, have a different opinions about things. I don't understand why how do people stay so consistent? And I get people get mad at me all the time because I change my mind about things. I change my opinion about things. You know, I could read an article today that makes me think this movie is totally terrible, and it'll open my eyes to a thing I didn't see before. It's not like I was lying when I liked it. I just didn't see the truth. And then something like people I think are not, I'm not saying like I don't have a problem with changing my mind. It's a little bit of the people pleaser in me that maybe I just like kind of glom onto other people's ideas, but I'm not doing it for some like nefarious purpose of like, I want this person to like me. It's like, I just feel like sometimes people are so stuck in their ways that they don't even, I like the fact that I can change my mind about things. I think that's a positive quality, but I feel like I get punished for it more often than not. Of like, I want to write a book. Okay, I started writing a book and I fucking hate this process. I don't want to write a fucking book anymore. But you said you wanted to. Yeah, but I changed my mind. I don't know. What so I have to now write a book just because I said once before wanted to write a book. I you know, even becoming a stand-up comedian, I chose this career when I was 18 years old. That is pretty much a child. If I decide now that I don't want to do it anymore, even though I'm great at it, that should be allowed. That shouldn't be like, what are you doing? Like, you're crazy. Like, people should be able to change their mind, even about romantic relationships, personal relationships, the way they like to dress, the way they like to sing. Like, me and Aria didn't get into it the other day, but a thing we really connected with about the other day is that she's struggling. Aria, who's transgendered, a female transgendered woman, she is struggling that when she first learned to sing, she's a choir director. She was identified as a gay man. And so her voice was like a lower register. And that was her voice. And she perfected it because she like sang for years and years with that voice. But now that she is a woman, she is like, I don't want to sing like that anymore. I want to sing in a higher register. But she feels, my light just went out. She feels like a fraud. She feels like when people hear her put on this new voice that everyone's going to, I was like, what's your biggest fear? I was like, is your biggest fear that someone you work with is going to talk about you on the way home and be like, oh, I don't know. Choir Practice was good, but Aria's like trying this new voice and it's just like so sad and desperate. Like, that's my biggest fear, is that to like sing in the way like that might sound a little bit affected. Like, we're all so scared of, I'm scared of like, even, you know, like you getting a mustache, you're like, oh, that's like you trying, you know, like you're trying a new look, you're trying to look cool in a new way. And there's something inherently embarrassing about that. Why do we all get embarrassed when we're trying to be something different than what comes naturally, let's say?
Well, I guess part of it is that I judge things. So it's like, if I'm judging it, then someone else must be judging it too.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, though, I could be, What's that?
It starts with one thing. When you judge others, it's always going to come from you and not them. Yeah,
of
and
course.
Always, like, you project what other people are going to say about you, and the only reason you would ever think other people are going to say that about you is because
I'm
you're
already
thinking about other people.
Yes. Yeah, but here's the thing. Even if I think about someone else, it never really affects my way of how or at least I try not to, of how I see them, or how I like, if I think they're a try hard or they're trying to do something different, like, yeah, I could call it out
Andrew.
sometime. No,
it does affect the way you see them. I know it does. We talk so much shit about people who are trying to be and like it makes us like kind of hate them a little bit. It does affect the way we view people.
Yes,
for sure.
I know, but I think I can. My point is if it's, hopefully I can differentiate someone that just has a mustache for just reasons of like, oh, they're just enjoying this look, it's kind of silly, as opposed to someone being like, I think I'm saying though, like, if I'm being hard on myself about something, is it deserving of being hard on myself for? Like, you know, is that, I'm trying to, how do I put this?
I understand. Even when, I mean, I've even said it when people are trying to be it's just like, you can still just be like, they're just sad. Like, they're just trying to get love. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. What's wrong is ascribing like they're a bad person, or like they're so lame, or there's something wrong with them for doing that. Like, really, they're just trying their best. And that's how I feel about other people when like, but usually I get jealous of anyone who like, I make fun of Halsey's voice and I make fun of, anyone who tries like a new look. I'll make fun of them because to me, it convinces me then I'm reinforcing why I don't try new things because I'm really actually just jealous that they're able to try something that's kind of scary to me to like try an affected voice or like lean into like last night I was having to perform karaoke in front of a bunch of people I didn't know and everyone just like stands and like sits and watches you out of respect. And a lot of these people are like, these girls that are like professionally trained have like amazing American Idol voices. And I got there and I was like, oh fuck. And I was like, you know what? Like all I have to do is just have fun. As long as I'm just doing what I want to do and I'm not doing it for anyone else. Like so if I want to make my voice sound a certain way, it doesn't have to be about like, it doesn't have to, my biggest fear is that people think that I'm trying to get attention or that I'm trying to look cool. When really, a lot of times it might look like I'm trying to look cool. Like I was talking to these guys, Ben Glebe and Jeffrey Boldinger. This comic Jeffrey drove us back home, and each to our. He drove us back to my hotel, and we were talking about like I was talking about how like I would like to do porn someday, but I can't because I just don't want to be sexualized. I don't want to do meet and greets and have like men being like, you like getting boners. It like really makes me feel unsafe. But I would like to do porn because I like the idea of, I don't know, being an entertaining. I like the idea of like, I wouldn't mind guys getting turned on by me in the privacy of their own bedrooms, but I don't want to like see it. I don't want to be confronted with it. So if I ever did porn, I would want to do it like with a mask on so no one would know it was me. But at the same time, I would like to also make millions of dollars from doing it because no one has ever done porn that at the height of their career. No one's just like gone and been like, I'm not a porn star, but I'm just going to be one when, it usually happens when there's like a downfall, right? So like I can make millions of dollars doing one porn. If I put a paywall over it for like $20, the way Louis C.K. does for a special, if I shot one porn, I could make literally millions of dollars in one night and retire. I really could. Like, I know that I could. I would be completely giving up my entire career to do that because no one works with you after you've done porn. You can't go back. They won't let you back in. But I was talking about this and Ben was like, well, then I don't no judgment, but why do you dress like you dress very sexy on stage? Like I look at your pictures and like you really lean into like you look very tittillating on pictures on stage. And I'm like, that's not me trying to be sexy. That actually just happens to be the way I want to dress. I like pictures of women. I like style that makes you look sexy. It's not because I like it because I want to make men horny. That's the way I want to dress. It just so happens to be the same style of dress that men would like to see from me as well. But it doesn't mean I'm doing it for them. I really am doing it for me. So you can do something that is making you look cooler, but is truly just for you and is not really about wanting to look cool to someone else. But oftentimes it can be a little bit of both. So you can want to have a mustache because you want people to think you look cool, but you can also do it because you want to have a fucking mustache. And I can wear a skirt because I want people to go, wow, she's got nice legs. But I also just think it looks good because I do have nice legs. Like, can't both be true. And does that make me a bad person if I want to get people to like me in some way that is a little bit shallow? I don't know.
No, I just think like getting a male fan to like you without wanting to fuck you while looking good. It's just such a blended thing to like try to get a result without getting the other thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't want male comic fans to be horny for me. That is not part of it. I really truly dress on stage the way I want to because I like the way Dua Lipa dresses. I like the way Taylor Swift dresses. I want to be a pop star. It's for me. The fact that they're horny for it is just, that's not under my control and I don't care. And I don't actually care if they're just, and eventually, yeah, they might be horny the first 4 minutes I'm on stage, but after a while they have to maybe get over it and start listening. And I feel like they do. So I'm not ever going to not wear what I want to wear because I'm scared about turning on a guy. Good. That is not in my interest. It is what they did in my middle school. They said we couldn't wear tank tops because we were distracting the boys. It was our fault that the boys were suffering. Their grades were suffering. And we have to change the way we dress. Go fuck yourself. You get over it. You adapt to seeing our arms. You little premature, like you fucking little prepubescent boys.
I would love
like,
to see a
that
version
was
of the Masked Singer
I was the
for
only
porn.
one that. What? Oh yeah.
It's your favorite
I would
porn?
totally do that show.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the pitch
The
that
Masked
Nikki just
Banger.
gave, essentially.
Yeah,
Doing
like
porn
a
with
But the
porn.
thing is, I want to make money.
That's what I'm
for it.
saying. Yeah. That'd be
I
so
really
funny,
could
though.
make millions of dollars. What do you guys think I could make if I put a paywall of $20
Yeah.
to download something that, yes, people will torrent it and share it online, but to get like the real version, $20. If I did an OnlyFans and there's just one video, if what's her name, Bella Thorne made like $52 million, how much could I make for one gangbang video? Because it's really unprecedented. Tell me one other person who has never done porn and who has achieved a level of success that I have achieved without doing porn, without really doing anything sexual, and then all of a sudden goes into porn one time. It's unprecedented.
Pam and
That only
Tommy.
happens when your career has like hit a slump. What? Pam and Tommy, that was against her will. That was not
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
a
I'm
leak
trying
is
to
a
think.
different thing. A leak, I
How
can
much did
orchestrate that
Paris
for sure.
Hilton get
And
when she
pretend.
put out? That guy put it out.
That
They
was
ended up
not.
selling
That
it.
was a leak as well. She did not want
Yeah,
that
no,
out.
these are all leaks. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think if a leak you could make if you pretend it's a leak.
No,
somehow.
I'm not good, but I'm not a liar, so I wouldn't do that. I'm talking about I put out a porn and advertise it as I have a porn. I'm doing one time only, and I'm never going back to it. But
You know,
I
it'd
want
be
to
really
show that I can
funny.
do it.
You know, it'd be really
We gotta
funny
go
if
to
you
break.
did it.
Tell us what's going to be funny after we get back from break. Tell us what's going to be funny, okay? Save that thought.
Yeah.
We'll be right
Yeah.
back. All right, we're back. What's really funny?
Farts.
You're right, they are. There's
No.
a great fart moment in the worst person in the world. You guys
Oh.
have got to see it. Please, please, please.
I will. I'll watch it tonight. I really will.
Hulu. It's worth a subscription. Oh, and also F-Boy Island. It premieres tomorrow, Wednesday, tonight at midnight. F-Boy Island, HBO Max.
Your last special you put out, you just do it. You self-promote it. You self-do it. And you put out a porn too. And that's you compete against yourself. If you make more money in stand-up or in the porn.
100% you make more. I'm not kidding you. If I put out a porn, I'm not kidding you. I could make, I think,
$3 million?
I would say $10 million overnight. I really do think
I
that.
agree.
Because
10 million.
I 100%. I think more. And that's just like the first week I would make 10 million. I think that no one. Maybe I'd wait another year till I get a little bit more famous and I give little less shits. But I love porn. I watch enough of it that I think that I could do a really good video. My only problem is I don't want people being sexual with me in person. I'm really uncomfortable with that. And so I don't think
bodyguard.
I could ever do it. I know, but I don't want to spend all my money on that. Like, what's the point of doing it then? Then there goes my 10 grand.
Well,
Or 10 million.
what is the number where you would do it? Like, what is the number? Like, so these like PGA pros.
I don't think
all
there is
went-
a number. I don't think there's a number because I really don't think there is one. Because I think my life would be because of the
100 million?
stigma of doing
100
porn.
million? 100
No,
million
because
to
I
do
don't
porn?
think-
And then-
Honestly, no. I don't. I'm talking $1 billion. You couldn't. I don't think I could do it.
But this
I'm
is
telling
something you want to do. So you just
But
want
I
to do it in a
won't do it.
vacuum. I
I'm
get what you're
telling you,
saying.
I want to do it, but I cannot do it because I would never be able to go on the Tonight Show again. I would never be able to work in Dayton, Ohio again because I had done porn. My family would never look at me the same way again. My boyfriend's family would never look like there's a stigma attached to it, which should not be attached to it because everyone fucking watches porn. And it's like this huge thing in our society that no one talks about doing, even though everyone watches it. And not everyone, but most people. But I wouldn't do it because
I think the Dayton, Ohio thing.
And I think that with the way things are going with Roe v. Wade, I honestly think that you could be prosecuted and persecuted for doing
all
porn
the cuteds.
in the next couple of years with the way
but
legislation is going to like punish women for being whores.
I think,
and so I think that I would risk jail time in a world where if China takes over or something, I don't know. Like I do think that there would be consequences, not just social, but actually like legal to me doing porn. And that's why
I think
wouldn't
the
do it.
world with OnlyFans nowadays, like I think, well, if you took out the Roe versus Wade thing, obviously that just happened. But before that, I feel like people are way more open sexually. And I honestly think if you put out a porn, I'm not just fucking around, you could still do, I think, 50% of what you're already doing. I really think
but
you
I
could.
want to do 100%. It would make me so sad to be barred from 50% of the things that I want to do. Like, it makes me so mad that girl that was on Bert Kreischer's tour couldn't work at that one Dayton club or Dayton theater. And
Oh,
that, I
that
wasn't even on
really?
that tour.
That happened? I didn't know that. What's that story?
Oh yeah. She told me that on Bert Kreischer's tour,
Yeah.
they did Dayton, and she is a DJ now. She's retired from porn, but because she's done porn in the past and they Googled her, they refused to let her perform in Dayton.
Okay. Got you. Like a whole city or just that theater? Just that
At a
theater or whatever?
The theater refused to let her perform, which who knows
I think what
how
you're
many
saying is
times,
that
yeah.
you want to do porn, obviously, but like the reason why you can't do it is because of it's the things that you can't control. Like you can't control how your family responds to it. You can't control how people will respond to it, how the industry, like the entertainment industry, responds to it. But it's not the porn itself that
No, I love it. I respect porn stars. I love them.
I just don't know.
If everyone had my mentality about porn stars, I would do it in a second, because I do not sexualize them. I'm not like, they're bad people. They're worse than us. They're sad. They have daddy issues. They're drug addicts. Yes, there's a lot of that in porn, but there's a lot of that in fucking actors and actresses too. But even saying that I would do porn, I said that on my reality show, and my parents were like, you need to tell E to take that out. We don't even want you saying that you would do porn. That's too embarrassing, and that can come back to haunt you. Like, seriously, this is stigmatized. Even saying I want to do porn and that I would like to do it is kind of a risk. And I'm not joking. It is. Like, there's a part of me that's like, do I even want to be saying this?
I'll just bleep everything.
Yeah, we just change it to corn. I just want a corn. I want corn. I just want corn.
I want to be in the band Corn.
I want to be in the band Corn. It depends on what you
Andrew?
want from your career. I just really feel that, like, you're a comic that's a dirty comic. You do a lot of things on your own without the industry. Like, you could sell out an audience on your own. I think you would maybe lose out on maybe doing like an NBC show, maybe, but I don't know. Like, here's liberated woman does porn on top of her career. I honestly think you might get rewarded more than you even think.
Andrew, 100%. I would get blacklisted from there. There is no.
You don't think Conan would have you on his podcast if you did a porn? If you're still being a comic, not if one thing, if you're like, well, I'm a porn star now, fuck everything else.
Conan would, Bill Maher would. I don't think I could guest host Jimmy Kimmel. I don't think that I could be on The Talk. I don't think I could be on The View. I don't think I could be on the Today Show. I don't think, and I also, it's not so much, I don't think I could be audition for movies. I don't think I could be on an ABC sitcom, an NBC sitcom. I don't think that, and I also think that everyone would think I was doing it because I want to be sexy. And so everyone would be kind of like judgmental and think I'm like, and I would get slut shamed by the entire world. I feel like.
But what a fuck you to everyone,
they were
huh?
that free. Yeah, but I'm not. That's why I admire porn stars. They don't give a fuck what people think because they are subject to all.
Yeah,
of
but
that
a lot of them don't
judgment
have an option. You have an option. It's almost even a bigger fuck you that you actually have a career and that you have an option to be a stand-up comedian. A lot of porn stars can't go out and fucking.
I still get people saying, Nikki, you're a comedian. Stop trying to be hot on stage. When I wear like short skirts, can you imagine what they'd say if I tried to do porn?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's an even bigger fuck you. That's my point.
But I'm not strong enough to handle that.
No, I couldn't. Yeah, I mean, I could barely have a mustache for a week.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it. And I also, my biggest thing is like, I would not want men. I wouldn't want to see men who had like gotten.
But here's the thing:
like,
men already are like that with you. No, like men have imaginations. Like men.
But the level of disgust that people that how they treat women who they've seen fuck on camera is different than hearing a woman talk about fucking. Like, I get a lot of it because I am pornographic in my material, but I don't think we even understand how much women in porn get that thrown at them. I saw porn last night that I really think that porn is ruined for me now. I'm not even joking you. I saw something that was so
Was she doing stand-up?
Oh my God. So the porn ends, okay? And I never watched the end. I never watched but for some reason they like show the cleanup. She's like washing off her makeup. She just got a bunch of cum on her face.
Yeah.
And she's wiping it off. And the guys are all like, you did so great. And the cameraman's like, how was that for you? And she's like, it was good. I'm good. And she's just like wiping off her face and kind of like wanting to get out of there. And the guys are all like, we fucking killed that. Like, she was amazing. And they just like are like talking. Like, they're kind of just like all trying to be comics, essentially. They're trying to be funny and just like, off the cuff. And one of the guys goes, man, I was surprised. I didn't know that was going to be a DP. And she goes, I didn't either. It wasn't supposed to be.
Ouch.
And I cannot believe they aired it. She goes, she's wiping off her face. She goes, it wasn't supposed to be. I didn't know it was either. And that just solidified it for me. I know for a fact in porn that these girls, they sign up for something and then things start to happen during the filming that they did not sign up for, that wasn't part of their contract, but they just want to be amenable. They don't want to be the girl that stops down production and everyone has to stop and they have to call in an HR person. And it was just the saddest thing. I bookmarked it because I really want an investigation. I feel like this girl could sue for what she went through because she goes, it wasn't part of the shoot. And all of a sudden she is being double penetrated when she didn't think that was going to happen.
Are you sure it's not scripted? It's 100% not scripted?
Dude, I'll send it to you.
Because like, why would they keep it in is my reason.
Because they're stupid.
Yeah.
And because she ultimately says, it was fun, that doesn't matter. But people could use that against her and say, well, you said you had fun. That doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't care. Like if I'm booked to work a gig and I'm supposed to do 20 minutes and I end up doing an hour because they're like, will you please do an hour? And I do the hour just to be nice. That doesn't mean that and even if I have fun, that hour of comedy, it doesn't mean that I shouldn't be paid for that extra work. And she even jokes, I should get paid more. And they just laugh it off. So I honestly want to like report this video. I'm so fucking mad about it. Final thought. Let's do some Reddit dump, shall we?
This is your Reddit dump.
Andrew, your mouth sounds.
Oh, you can hear him? I forgot my Gatorade. Shit.
Okay, so this is a Reddit subreddit called Shitty Life Pro Tips, because there's a subreddit called Life Pro Tips that's just like actually helpful things. And this one is just like bad life advice that seems like it would be good. And this one really made me laugh. It said, Shitty Life Pro Tip. If you're going out into the desert, make sure to take sandpaper with you. If you get lost, the sandpaper will function as a map and you can find your way home.
That's funny.
Like the sandpaper is a tiny map of the sand.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. This is from Thanks I Hate It. THTIHI. Thanks I Hate It. It's just things that are like make you go, ugh. And this is a tweet from a guy named Yui Bullocks. When I was a kid, I thought the long vampire fangs were hollow and had holes in the end, and they drank blood through them like straws. And then every single comment in this Reddit is, so did I. Everyone thought that.
Poignant.
Right? You asshole.
No, sharp. Teeth. I did think that.
Yeah, everyone thought that.
I don't think they bite it and then drink it, you know?
Right, but that's what they do. They bite it and then they go, and they suck it. But I always just thought it was straws because they kind of come down like straws, right?
Yeah, and injecting it right into your gums seems more desirable than drinking blood for some reason. Like it just seems easier.
Your gums. Yeah, like, but the fact that teeth are straws is really disgusting. But I think that's like what snake venom comes out of. They're almost like little like straws.
My teeth have holes in them. I get it. I could eat steak through these.
Okay. This is from the subreddit Me IRL, and it's a tweet from Bobby Condon. It says, whenever I see an iPad at a cash register, I know that I'm about to tip for something I never had to tip for before.
Yeah.
It's so hard to go no tip on those things. I always just 20% it. I always do. I think one time I didn't recently because I was just like, fuck this. But generally I just do it.
You know why? Because it's so dramatic when they take the iPad and they go like this. They
spin it around.
They spin it around, so it's like a whole performance. And then you can't go no tip and then go and then bring it back.
Oh yeah, they're almost like those guys with those spinning signs out on the sidewalk.
Yeah, what are you not gonna honk? You got
Last night Spade was talking about he was buying something and it was like $4.92 and they were like, "Do you want to round up for Ukraine?" And he goes, "No." He just does a bit about because he goes, "Why? Where does it really go? Like, what are we talking about?" And Spade is so generous when it comes to charity stuff he's done, and he's not public about it, but but I will be on his behalf. But he was like, and he's like, everyone in line is like, "Oh, David Spade doesn't round up for Ukraine," and it was just like this. It was such a funny bit. But he goes, "What does it go to?" And it really is a tax write-off for those places. Like, yes, I'm sure it does go to Ukraine, but really, no companies are ever doing anything actually good. No corporations are ever doing anything that doesn't serve their bottom line. Don't ever think they are. If they're ever doing anything for charity, it is either for marketing purposes or for a tax write-off. They don't actually care about anything. Major corporations.
It's so funny.
Don't be fooled.
It's funny when they ask and it's like 208 and they want you to round up. It's like, you want me to round up 92? That's not a roundup. You know what I mean? Like, that's a very high roundup.
Yeah, that's $1.
Yeah, that's a big round. That's funnier that it's 8 cents, actually, that he decided not to.
Yeah, that's even funnier. Is like, no, not
no, 8 cents? No. $4.99? No.
David Spade won't round up for Ukraine. It's just so funny to then make that a thing of round up for Ukraine.
Yeah, it's funny.
So this is from Ask Reddit. These are just questions that people pose with interesting answers. What's something you're 100% sure that most people are lying about? And someone said crop yields. This is the number one upvoted thing. 9,400 upvotes. Crop yields. It's expected that, this is a farmer that's writing this. It's expected that every farmer you talk to will lie about how well their crops did. When you meet an honest one who tells you their actual yields, it's a really awkward conversation because you're taken back by the fact that you don't have to apply the bullshit factor to figure out what his yields really were. I wouldn't know that. That's pretty interesting. Someone said the dentist asking, how often do you floss? Me avoiding eye contact. I think it was a week ago. How much their side hustle nets them. People lie about the amount of money they make on their side hustle. Someone said they lie about any plans for the weekend. People's real answer, I'm going to get baked, jerk off, then sit in the shower and think about what sort of person I am, what fucked me up, and what I can do about it going forward. And instead you say, oh, probably just relax.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah. Someone said, as a prior U.S. service member, I believe I have met every single Navy SEAL that's ever existed, and then an extra 500 or so, plus everyone that thought about going into the military. Someone said steroid abuse in the fitness industry. What's something you think everyone lies about?
How many?
I think
guys. How many sexual partners? Both ways.
Really?
Yeah. Guys lie about how many, and girls lie about how few.
I think people lie about their height. Men lie about their height. Obviously, they always round up 1 or 2 inches. I'm trying to think of something I chronically lie about, and I would say it's maybe the amount of sleep I got. Like, I always think I err on the side of maybe a half hour. I take off a half hour to make it sound worse.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't even. I at least try to not lie about that.
I lie about how long I'm going to go to the golfing range. Just a little lie.
But you know how long it is, and you know that you're lying, or you just think that you actually will go that much, because that's a different thing.
It's not like, it's like usually the difference between a half hour. So it's like, if I was going to go for an hour, I don't know, an hour sounds less than an hour and 25 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'll be gone an hour. Actually, probably an hour 25, because I'm going to get another bucket.
You know what? I think I lie about 2 seconds. When I say it'll be 2 seconds.
It's never 2 seconds.
It's literally never been 2 seconds. It takes me 2 seconds to say it'll be 2 seconds. So that is a chronic lie.
Well, a guy coming in 2 seconds, it's fucking at least 6 seconds.
That people pick their nose. People lie about that, someone said. Everyone must pick their nose. How the fuck do you get it out? You blow your nose into a tissue every time? Who are you?
Brennan caught me picking my nose for the first time.
Kate Middleton? Really?
Yeah, and it was, it's tough. I don't know why.
How did she never looked at you? Every time I look at you, you're digging at something in your face. No offense.
I didn't even know.
Picking your nose, I pick it all the time. I am almost.
You don't really get in there,
public. Though. Oh yes, I do.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen me pick my nose, you ain't paying attention. Because I pick my nose all the time. Like, there's always something up there.
Oh, yeah. No, you do the thumb a lot. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
do
this.
That.
Well, what's wrong with that? Why are we so ashamed of what
I don't know.
Like, and boogers really are just like dust. It's not anything that, I mean, it's snot too, but it's like, it's not that gross.
I mean, I was digging. I guess how far you dig, you know? I don't know why that matters. Oh, I don't
know why any of it matters.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't, but she was in the shower. It was like one of those where you've lost your whole train of thought. Like you've just become an animal. Right.
Where you're just like, there's no one inside anymore. You're actually trying to dig that person out. Yeah, there ain't anyone in there. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the show. We got to go. We will be back tomorrow, Wednesday. I hope you have such a good Tuesday. And please don't be Kurt and Jackie Mason.